Okay, Salam. Video 3. Yeah. Okay. No, video 4. Okay. So yeah, you can't lift the body, right? Because it takes whatever energy that you were accustomed to prior to the induced excitement, right, or spark. Um, um, it was utilized just to do, your daily functions, okay, activities. And so now the energy or that little light is used to try to lift, going to lift that physical body with all the pollution, right, that's around it. And that pollution is weighty on the body, right? So now it's like, and because the mind's not getting the energy, right? And other spiritual bodies are not getting the energy, right? So now it's just falling apart. The body, becoming more fragmented, right? Okay. And the bodies are becoming fragmented. The emotional mind, the spiritual mind, or the emotional mind, the spiritual mind, okay, is all coming apart. Okay? Because what? It's not getting nourished. It's not getting the energy that it's used to, because now the energy's trying to compensate and lifting the loss, okay, or the low frequency that is occurring because of the extra weight that is having to carry, okay, because of the spiritual pollution from involvement in activities, commercial activities that tax the spiritual energy, right? Because involving oneself in activities that don't, that have low value, right? Then the person has, as we said, have to give out less than 5 to get 5, right? So now they go back to that after doing that let's say the below the belt activity. Then they're going to be taxed by 5. So now they're at a deficit, and then they're trying to lift that weight. Okay, because the deficit is the baggage that comes with it, right? Because they don't have the energy, right? Because it would cost them. And then they got the baggage from the emotional baggage from it, right? So, now that they got the low frequency, right? And then again, back to reap what you sow. Law of attraction. Get what you send out. At a low frequency, go attract more low frequency, right? Right, and go tax the person gets lower and lower and lower, right? Okay, okay, and as we said, they vibrate slower and poorly, right? And can barely lift all that baggage, right? Because it takes the energy, okay? And they're not getting that good positive induction from the higher frequency on the universe above the belt, right? Okay, that gives that supernatural strength, right? Supernatural power. Okay, so we got, it's creating clutter around the antenna, okay, the frequency. Okay, thus all thrill is not equal. All excitement is not equal. All stimulation is not equal. It doesn't carry the same value. And like it has been told, the best things in life are free. Thus, this holds true when it comes to the value menu of cheap thrills. And the capital for universal illumination, the reward is always, oh, okay, yeah, okay. So, what we're saying, okay. So, okay, yeah. All thrill is not the same. All thrill is not equal. And as been told, the best things in life are free. Okay, this holds true when it comes to the value menu of cheap thrills. Okay, so as we said, you know, most people don't like, many, you know, don't like to do, you know, above belt activities because they somehow to them are boring, you know. But those are cheap thrills that, you know, that give the greatest value because they excite the penile gland, you know, like your nerds, okay? And they excite that penile gland, I mean, you know, at least they attempt to, you know, and get all that, you know, that knowledge, you know. Yeah, but anyway, they say they don't like them because they're boring, right? And but they get the greatest reward. They're cheap thrills because they're boring, right? They're boring, they're cheap, right? For the most part. But they're free, and they get the greatest reward, right? Because they stimulate that oil, they heat up that oil and open that chakra, that crown chakra. You get into your natural gifts, your natural talents, you know, and become what? The super nerd, right? Okay, with natural power, right? Powered naturally. So those are the best cheap thrills, okay? And so for those, the capital for universal illumination is what? Oh, okay. Okay, what am I saying? Okay, the capital for universal illumination and the reward is always the greater investment. I hope I said that right. Let me see. This whole, okay, the cheap, like we said, the things in life are free, right? Okay, and so the best thing, the best things in life are free, and as I said, that holds true for universal cheap thrills. Okay. And their rewards is always greater when it comes to return on investment. Okay, good deeds, doing good deeds. Okay, that's above the belt, cerebrum, penile gland, crown chakra opening deeds. They are cheap thrills that outweigh cerebellum, brainstem, below the belt, five senses, cardinal consciousness, carnivore consciousness, below the belt consciousness, and the misdeeds of doing so. Okay, because misdeeds subtract, okay, from the well of sacred energy. Okay, and planted in the pineal gland, making not only the body, as we said, weaker, but the mind as well. The best deeds are the good deeds, right? Okay, and that is servitude in this world, or in the physical world, to Allah, God, right? Now, okay. Now, and in Islam, right, good deeds were the means by which one placed Allah or God first in their life. It is referred to as jihad. So, while many, you know, will have you running around talking about, oh, jihadists are coming, jihadists are coming. Jihad is the word. It's not jihadist. There's no such individual as a jihadist. Those are stupid idioms that the plutocratic world would have you repeat just to see how unwise one would be, okay, in doing so, because there is no jihadist. Jihad is a is an action word. Okay, it's a verb. Okay, it's not a noun. It's a verb. Okay, and it means a servitude to Allah or God. Okay, a pastor or a priest or an imam would be considered what the work they would be doing would be considered jihad. Is one who lives their life in doing those things that basically sacrifice their ego, their microcosm thinking, or their micro thinking, in exchange for the macro thinking. They suppress. They do. What makes people unhappy is wanting their will. What makes them happy? No, what makes them? Yeah, that makes them unhappy. Wanting their ego, their will, doing what they want, having what they want, like little children, right? But what makes them surpass that or transcend that physical consciousness is doing the will of Allah, doing jihad, making jihad, doing the will of Allah, what He would prefer you to do. Okay, in those moments where you might think of yourself and do it for, do what you want to do. Like I said, you can change your inside, but you can't change the outside. The outside world belongs to Allah, God. Okay? And how we act in His world is jihad. How we serve Him, doing good deeds. Okay? Doing good deeds is a form of jihad. Okay? Being a pastor would be performing jihad. Being a priest would be performing jihad. Being a wife, a good mother, would be jihad. Giving to your neighbor would be jihad. Feeding the homeless would be jihad. Okay? So don't be deceived, okay, by, again, narcissistically stereotyping a spiritual act of devotion. Okay? Okay, now, so, being Christ-like is jihad. So, the Jewish Hebrews, when it comes to investment in the light energy from spiritual entanglement, okay? Oh, where am I coming from? Okay, let me see. Okay. Okay. Loving one another is jihad. That's jihad. Okay? Now, and I know people, there are individuals I know who have the name jihad, right? And so to refer to, individual mindset as a jihadist, okay? So that would mean that a jihadist is trying to be like the person, a friend of mine I know whose name is Jihad. There are people who name their children Jihad. Okay? It's a male name, Jihad. Okay? Well, it's not people name their children Jihad, but mostly boys are named Jihad. Okay? I think what the world needs, I think what maybe some of, the world should do is go back to, the Holy Land and learn some of the terminology, because in reality, what we have is a Western interpretation of it, and of some really, really ancient material, and then it's got to go through translation too. So that's like, it can be misleading, when trying to understand it, you know? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So, what did we say? Okay. Okay, because universal power is love, right? Okay, wait. Being Christ-like is jihad, right? Because you're sacrificing your ego to be like the one who had a universal consciousness, okay, for the all. Okay. Okay, now, okay, because universal power is love, and that makes love the universal currency. Love is the only means to access this universal currency. That is to love, right? To be loved and to love all things, right? In the universe. That is, you know, that is divine, right? And it starts with life, right? Life is divine, right? All life is divine because it was created by the divine, right? Okay. Okay, so we said, and to have the higher love, right? Love is the key to success for life above and below the belt. Okay? It is the key on the micro and the macro dualities, right? We won't go there. For interdimensional intercourse between all things, okay, that transmit energy, right? Because everything that's transmitting energy, if it's on the universal wave, is going to be transmitting through love, through appreciation, through excitement, right? Right? And so we have to understand the process, right? We have to decode it. Okay? This intellect. But we need our crown chakra open to do so, right? And we got to start from love to do that, right? That's the currency. That's the energy, right? That opens it up, right? Okay. So love is the key. Okay? So the key is in the heart, right? Okay? The key is in love. The key to the chakra is in the heart. To love above the belt, right? To get above the belt, right? To open that gate, right? The oblong gate, right? The golden gate. To get to that door, right? To open that door in the crown chakra, right? To which the third eye, right? That would be the third eye, that door opening, right? For a comprehension of ultimate reality, because you won't see it, but you can comprehend it, right? And some may see it. They may see, they're a young girl. She, from what I understand, she paints beautiful pictures that are almost extraterrestrial. And you know what I'm saying? What I'm saying is so beautiful it's beyond this world. Something you don't really see on this world, right? So, so that might be a perspective. Okay? But what I'm saying is after the crown chakra is opened, right? Okay. Okay. Yeah, we said love is the key to success for life above and below the belt. It is the key on the macro and micro duality. Okay, the interdimensional intercourse. And intercourse is interaction. That's what I mean. Between all things, okay, that transmit energy, okay. This is the relationship that unlocks all and spans all dualities or all dimensional realities, which is multiple realities, and that's okay, duality. I call it dualities. Okay, it's more than one, two. It's what do you call it? There's a duality, that would be two. There would be a triality, three, quadality. I mean, when you interacting with other people from their perspective or other ways, when you're interacting or you're intercoursing with others, you're intercoursing on different frequencies, right? From your perspective, based upon the level of your frequency, right? So that's a perspective. That's a reality. So that's a perspective of reality. So there's multiple realities other than just two realities. That's what I'm saying. Okay. There's more than two realities. There are multiple realities. I can't say infinite, but there are multiple realities. Okay, okay, and so the more you intercourse, okay, above the belt, the greater your reality. The greater your ability to understand, the duality and beyond. Okay, okay, multiple realities. Okay, multiple perspectives. Okay. Okay, now, okay, by which what? You're creating a vortex of energy, right? Okay, and greater enlightenment, right? Okay, so one can see why intercourse, mental, physical or spiritual, must be made with discernment, because one will be charged above or below the celestial carnivore's belt or cardinal belt. Okay, in this they will be charged. Okay, they will be electromagnetically charged, right? Based upon their intercourse with the universe, with the waves. Okay, based upon their entanglement with the waves, their energetic entanglement. Okay, with the waves. Okay. This is, okay, that's what they said to be charged. Okay, now. Okay. They'll be charged in this life or the next, right? One can also see the universal return for investing in safe intercourse. When that's okay, and that's what do we say? And that's a pretty good return. Okay, on a very small investment to open the crown chakra, right? Is a great return, a capital return, a monumental return for a very small investment of doing good deeds, right? Okay, to get that electromagnetic inducement, right? Okay. Or induction, not inducement, to get that electromagnetic induction. Okay. Now, so. Okay, and that's what I said. That's a pretty good return on a cheap thrill, because that's what the cheap thrill on the value deal, right? Now, that's a return for investing above the belt. Now, just for what? Feeding those in need, or caring, or listening, or helping, being a good wife, being a good mother, being a good friend, not going to war, impeaching Obama, or Barry, because we got a lot of work to do. we got a lot of work to do, you know, with this. And the main thing is too, getting this chakra insight so that we can stay in control when this dollar collapse, right? So that we can start preparing. Okay, the quicker we get him out, the quicker we can start preparing and going through. Because I know when they used to give out government cheese, right? They still got some of that government cheese somewhere. Remember, it used to live forever. Okay, so if when those commodities, right? The flour, the butter, the cheese, government cheese, right? So we can start getting some of that ready to give the people when the dollar collapses and the foods get off the shelf, right? We can ration that. But we got to get them out so we can start preparing so people don't start going crazy on the streets, right? So the sooner we get him out, the sooner we can start organizing and preparing and get those government rations to, you know, the people. Okay? Organize that. So we can continue to love, right? Continue to go for the higher love, okay? Now, and love above the belt, okay? When this commercial, because the commercial reality is going to collapse, right? And then people will, like we said earlier, right? Excuse me. Putting man back in his natural habitat. That would be cruel and unusual punishment, right? There has to be a bridge, something to compensate. Okay? The walls will come tumbling down. The false reality, right? The false paradigm. Okay? And then what? Paranoia, right? Kicks in. Panic. Okay? But if there's something there, okay, the people can be patient. People got to feed their kids, right? So they can be patient. They know there's a system in play, but we got to get that organized. We got to get him out, okay? Got to get him out so that we can continue with this higher love. Because if we get organized, if we get organized, you know, and the people can see that, you know, there's an organized system, they'll be inclined to continue to love. Right? The higher love. We gotta go there. We gotta go there for survival. Right? Okay. So now, what do you say? Okay, okay. Now that's a good cheap opening, as we said, opening the crown chakra just for feeding the poor or the needy. I won't say the poor. I'll say the needy. Okay, because there's a reason why just because somebody ain't got no money, that don't make them poor. That just makes them needy. Okay, and everybody falls short of the glory, right? The majority of the world falls short of the glory. Okay, yeah, I like my outfit. I love it. I do. Anyway, okay. So what did we say? Okay, so that's a pretty good return on a cheap thrill above the belt, just for feeding those in need. Or intercoursing with your wife or husband, okay, in any capacity, mind, body, or soul. Also, when investing above the belt, it leaves no negative pollution, right? It leaves no baggage, okay? No emotional baggage, okay? Yeah. No spiritual pollution. Assalamu alaikum. No spiritual clutter around the antenna, right? Or of any of the body, right? Because the antenna has to come together as one, from the fire body, the intellectual, the water body, the emotional, the respiratory body, right? The oxygen, the air, okay? Which feeds, okay, the spiritual body, right? Food for the spiritual body. Pure, clean air. They don't have the right to pollute the air either. Oh, and then what? The physical body. The nutrients in the food. No GMOs, right? That deplete the body, right? And deplete the soil, right? So there needs to be some for this body to become whole, which is not hard at all. It's not hard. It's just not. Okay? But you know, in order for it to be done, there has to be Salaam alaikum. Of video 5.